Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Thursday, December 31st, 2020. And yes, it is New Year's Eve, so a happy New Year's Eve to all. This is a worldwide holiday that we celebrate. And so I want to wish everyone that Happy New Year's. It has been an intense year. This is the final day of 2020. And so I think there's a lot of excitement in the air as we move into 2021, which is promising to be really just as intense as 2020. 2020 has been preparing us. And honestly, the way I feel the energies is just that they're going to continue to intensify in the best ways, but also in ways that can be challenging, because we are continuing to be challenged to grow, to evolve, to step into our divinity. And stepping into our divinity means stepping out of everything that is not of that divine nature, of our true cosmic nature. And so it's that process of releasing, that process of transformation that we are still heavily engaged in as we move into 2021. But I want us all to just take a moment and to really give ourselves credit for all the work that we've done in 2020, for all of the challenges that we've overcome, all of the things we've learned about ourselves, all of the ways that we've grown and evolved and transformed up until this point. Because it has been a very intense year. And anybody who is here watching this video right now has been through the fire and may still be in that fire. And just know that fire is transforming us. And so it is beautiful in that way. It is not always an easy process, but it can be simple if we allow it to be. And so just really give yourself a pat on the back for that. Like, we're here, we're doing this, and we can be excited about what the new year brings, because it's another year of potential, another year of activation, another year of stepping more deeply into who and what we truly are. And that is beautiful. As you guys know, we do go by the galactic calendar on this channel. And so technically the galactic new year happened on July 26th of 2020. However, the Muggle calendar is what we're talking about today when we talk about moving from 2020 into 2021. And yeah, it's just what a crazy roller coaster ride this year has been. With all of that said, we're going to move into the reading. And so today is a day that's ruled by the throat chakra and guided by space. And the galactic signature of today is the red self-existing earth energy. And so the red earth energy is all about evolution, navigation, and synchronicity. And it's this understanding that the entire universe, the multiverse, right, is a synchronized system. Everything is synchronized, happening in the now, right? In this, the words are starting to fail me already, you guys. But it is all happening now in this perfectly unfolding synchronized order. And so there is a synchronization on that multiverse scale, right? There's on the cosmic scale. There's a synchronicity and a synchronization when it comes to the earth, the planet, and all of the systems that are synchronized within it. And we being part of that planet right now, part of Gaia, live within that synchronized system. And so it's really about becoming synchronized with the earth, with the cosmos, really feeling and breathing into what that means, and opening ourselves up then to the synchronicities in our own lives and allowing those to guide us, allowing those to help us to evolve and to navigate this reality, this illusion that we find ourselves in right now. So really paying attention and tapping into those synchronicities and understanding the way that when we all do that, we can evolve. We evolve collectively in a perfect synchronized flow. With this self-existing tone today, this is all about measuring and determining and creating structure and form. And so we're really being asked today to use the synchronicities present in our lives to help us to navigate our own lives and help us to create structure and form and to understand and to define and to put into parameters our experience, right? Not to put it into a box, but to put it into a concept, to be able to conceptualize our experience and really define and understand it. And this is perfectly energy for New Year's Eve because we're really looking at that, understanding how far have I come? What have I learned? How have I grown? How am I ready to continue to keep evolving and growing? And as we evolve and grow as a collective. And so this red earth energy is really about the collective and about our collective evolution and continuing to ascend and to evolve together and support each other in that process, which is really beautiful energy to be experiencing right now. What do I want to read for you guys here? The final line here, it says, ultimately, Earth's fate is our fate. We are one Earth, one time, one people. Let us together navigate our collective evolution in conscious synchronization with the living Earth force. And the affirmation for today is, I define in order to evolve, measuring synchronicity. I seal the matrix of navigation with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of space. And so I like that because it's bringing the earth and the space together, right? And the astrology of the day, we are still in the fallout from the full moon. So we're feeling those energies still, even though some of those planets are moving out of alignment now. We have the moon still in Cancer today. It will be transitioning into Leo later tonight. And the moon is making a lot of aspects today. So it's in opposition to Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, as well as squaring Eris and Mars. And so there's trine to Chiron. And also Pallas. Pallas is in there right now in that that stellium, which was in Capricorn and now is kind of breaking up. We have Aquarius and Pluto still in Capricorn. All the rest of the planets are now forming a stellium in Aquarius, which is pretty cool. Pluto, of course, still holding it down in Capricorn, still slowly breaking down those systems, still slowly empowering us and calling us to face our shadow and sort of transform, right? He's holding it down, but everyone else has moved into Aquarius to really bring in that fresh new energy. And so we are really being asked to evolve right now. And with these slightly tense aspects we have going to from the moon to these evolutionary planets, it's a little bit of a tug of war. When we have the moon in Cancer, right, this is our nurturing, this is our security, our stability. And so it's that comfortable, it's super instinctual nature. And so like that aspect of our nature that wants to be secure, that wants to be safe, that wants to be comfortable and nurtured is possibly feeling a little out of balance right now and not quite in synchronization and flow with all of the changes we're being asked to make and all of the ways we've been asked to expand and grow. There's a little bit of it's sort of like that. I almost feel it right now as I'm talking about it, like this bittersweet kind of energy more than anything, where we're looking at everything that we've been having to release, everything that came up for us during that full moon, and we're feeling some type of way about it. And so it's that in the feels kind of energy that we have today as we're looking at all of the lessons that we've learned, all the ways that we have grown, all of the things we know that we have to do in order to continue to evolve and to support and facilitate that process. And not all of it feels super good to us right now. And even if it does feel good, there is that kind of bittersweet energy in the air. And so I'm going to pull a couple conscious spirit cards, clear, and see what what guidance the spirits have for us. What guidance does Spirit have for us regarding this New Year's Eve? So it's a day of celebrating and looking to the future, but also a day of maybe lamenting the past and the things that we're leaving behind a little bit. Maybe lamenting ourselves, I'm feeling, like the old us that we're leaving behind. Even though we know it's time for us to spread our wings, it's time for us to transform, there's a little aspect of us that is still today kind of like wishing that they could stay in the cocoon for a little bit longer. That's sort of the energy that I'm feeling and that I'm picking up on here. And so let's see, what does Spirit have? What guidance? And we have the Sun Goddess. I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. So really allowing the sun to warm you, to get out into that sunlight today. And when we have all this heavy energy going on with the moon, it's really like the sun's reminder of like, you have the strength within you, right? Call on me for that strength to illuminate those shadows, to warm your heart almost, I feel like. Like the sun is really wanting to warm and activate our hearts, our solar plexus, our sense of purpose. And really like remind us that we do have, it's like, yes, we have this emotional sort of feeling going on, but it's also like stepping into the sunrise of our own lives, like really being open and ready for that. Like, you notice how there's this dragon soaring over her. And so that, that energy of spreading our wings and flying, of this, like, our consciousness is evolving, right? And this is a beautiful thing. And so it's really allowing ourselves to celebrate that and allowing the sun to assist us in that today, if we so choose. The sun is kind of stepping up and saying, like, I will assist you in this process. So for those of you that you can see the sun right now, it is confirmed that it exists. First of all, let me know, because I'm not too sure where I live, but go out and enjoy it and soak in that energy. But it's also our internal sun, allowing that internal sun to burn bright. And I'm also feeling, a lot of stuff coming through here. I'm also feeling the grand central sun coming through and sort of the light codes. I mean, we have the 1-1 portal opening up tomorrow, and I will be doing a video on that next to put out for you guys. So it's like all of that light and that information coming in as well, all of that support for us that we can't necessarily see, but we can feel. So the sun just letting us know it's on our side. And this is card number 33, which is significant because that is the Trinity energy. That is the mind, body, spirit energy, the energy of the ascended masters. So I'm definitely feeling the ascended master energy and them letting us know that they're here with us as well. And then we have meditation. I meditate daily to allow the universal wisdom to flow through me. So this is some guidance that we're receiving. Meditate, contemplate, do some sun meditation, some sun salutations, even possibly. It's like a yoga flow that you can do to welcome in the day. And so doing any of that stuff may be really helpful. It's just like, I'm feeling a lot of like lost knowledge. If you look at these obelisks here with all of the writing carved into them, and you see the pyramids in the background here that I've never noticed before, it's like this is a dawning of a new age of our consciousness. And so it's like, yes, we are releasing some things and we are letting some things go, but we are opening ourselves up to like a wealth of information and knowledge and activation. And so just really like welcoming that and celebrating that and knowing that like we release to make more space, right? And that space doesn't stay empty for long. Yeah, so really, I mean, you see how she's connected above and below in this picture too. I know it's hard to see with my light there, but she's connected above and below. So some guidance for that as well in our meditations. And then the moon goddess coming out. I am in harmonious flow with the moon's energy in all phases of life. So with all of this moon energy today, this is a nice reminder of the ebbs and flows of our lives, right? And just being in harmonious flow, understanding that like the moon isn't in the sign of Cancer right now for no reason. It's helping to bring these emotions to the surface, to really allow us to process emotionally what's going on. Like, it's very important to be able to do that we don't just hold all of that inside of ourselves and suppress that. It's like right now that is being released because it's important. And so really paying attention, synchronizing with these flows. We've got the sun and the moon here. So this is like both aspects of our consciousness. This is our duality. This is our yin and our yang, right? So it's really cool that both of those, and they're flanking meditation. And so the meditating is possibly going to help with the balancing of these aspects of the self too. It's like the consciousness and the subconscious, the feminine and the masculine, these different aspects of ourselves, and harmonizing with these two different aspects is also what I'm feeling from that right now. And this is right synchronicity again, being in the flow. And accepting the phases of our life, right? One phase of our lives is ending right now so that another can begin. And then we have integration, number 44 coming out. I love this. We have 33 and 44 on the table now. I combine body, mind, and soul, right? The three, right? To lift all of humanity into a new dimension. So really all of those aspects of ourselves unifying. Today, I'm feeling coming into that unified energy as we move toward this 1-1 portal, as we close out this year of 2020. So really the full integration of all these aspects, the masculine, the feminine, right? The logic, the intuition and emotion, the mind, the body, the spirit, all of it. Integrating all of these energies, all of these high frequency energies that are coming in, right? That we are welcoming in from above and below. Integrating that and integrating all of the lessons, integrating everything that we've learned throughout this year of 2020. And as we integrate all of that knowledge, all of that wisdom, all of that light, and then move forward into this next phase of our evolution, it's like humanity lifts up one more level. Is sort of like the energy of this. We collectively lift up one more level as we allow this integration to take place. And we have to allow this integration to take place by allowing ourselves to feel those emotions, to purge, to release, and to also welcome in the new energy. Yeah, I really like that. And then on the bottom of the deck, I know I always say that. We have celebrate life. I celebrate every day by honoring and respecting all life on Mother Earth. So that connectedness piece coming in really strongly. Celebrating the earth, celebrating the people in our lives, celebrating all of the richness of our experience on this planet. And really honoring that, honoring each other, honoring the planet as we move forward into this next year. And I'm going to pull a couple starseed oracles. Clear. Let's get some guidance for December 31st, New Year's Eve from the Starseed Oracle. What guidance do we have for December 31st, final day of 2020, the big closeout? And we have fall into my arms. Surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. And so this is, we got the opposites here, right? That surrender piece that has been going through very strongly. And this is also, this is about understanding the contrast, right? Like contrast helps us to appreciate things. That's those opposing forces, that polarity, that duality consciousness, which we are healing. But part of how we heal that is by honoring each aspect of that, right? Honoring the good and the bad, honoring the triumphs and the I don't like to say failures because there is no such thing as a failure, but the lessons, right? The lessons, the pleasant lessons and the not so pleasant lessons, all the aspects of ourselves, right? This is our shadow and our light, honoring each aspect of that, honoring every single experience that we've had up to this point for the divine lesson that it has been, and really just sort of like holding the gratitude for that in our hearts today is what I'm feeling from that. There have been some extreme situations that have really pushed us, especially throughout this past year. And so really honoring that and understanding that and sort of like the reasoning behind that. And surrendering the fight, like we don't have to fight against the currents anymore. We can, I really actually want to read this out of the book, but we don't have to fight against the currents of life. We can surrender to that. We can surrender to the flow. We can surrender to those synchronicities. We can surrender whatever it is that's wanting to leave. And instead it's like Spirit is saying, let that go and fall into my arms. Surrender to me. Allow me to be what gets you through. Right? Some of these challenging circumstances, their whole point was to lead you closer to me. And so my arms are open. Fall into my arms. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things are bad, then perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. I love that. Yeah, that's perfect. And then on the bottom of the deck here, we have You're Not Alone. So that's really the message, the final message that wants to come through here, is that you are not alone. You are being fully loved and supported. And this process, if nothing else, anything painful that we've gone through in the past year, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling like so much has been stripped from you and you are just lying there bare, Spirit, the great sacred mother, she is saying, fall into my arms. Allow me to comfort you. Allow me to hold you. Allow this perceived experience of lack to bring you closer to me and help you to understand that you were never separate from me. I am always here for you. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful message to close this out. Drop a comment. Let me know how New Year's is feeling for you, how the energies are resonating. I love hearing from you guys. If you liked this video, like this video. What else? There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to donate to the channel. It is greatly appreciated, but just know that every like, every share, every subscribe is the same as a donation, and it is greatly appreciated. I just appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate all the hard work that you've done. I appreciate you guys showing up over and over again, even when it's not easy, right? We do this together, and that makes us also feel a little less alone, to know that we are all in this together, collectively growing, collectively transforming, collectively experiencing the growing pains of that process. If you would like to reach out to me for a personal reading, for a personal healing, I do a bunch of different things. They're all listed in the description box below, along with my email. Please, please do. Have a happy, happy New Year's Eve, and I will see you on the other side.